All right. Hello, citizens of the Nigelverse. It's Nigel once again, and this is going to be another movie review. Look at this cookie. Doesn't it look nice? Nice and tasty. Well, unfortunately, considering today's subject matter, we will have to put the cookie down because it's time to review Jingle all the way. Hey, the first of my two Christmas movies I have for this week. The next one will be out tomorrow night. So stay tuned for that. But hey, yeah, it's time to review Jingle all the way. Hey, now of course, as always, I'm not professional movie reviewer, analyst, or anything like that. Just a man who enjoys a good time, and I had a pretty alright time watching this movie. It's been years since I've seen this movie. Hey, I remember it vividly. This was back in, I guess, kind of mini story. This was back in I think fourth or fifth grade. They had like a little movie night for the holidays at my school, and they play Jingle all the way. Hey, so I watched it with my family. We watched it together, and I think that was the only time I had seen it up to that point. But but, I did but does it hold up several years later now that I'm much, much older? Or, sorry, I accidentally hit my mic there. But, let's find out if it still holds up, if it still retains that Christmas spirit and that Christmas magic. Now, of course, if you've seen these reviews of mine before, you kinda already know how this works. You have an idea, at least, of how this works. If you haven't, I'm gonna be talking about what I liked and disliked about the movie, as well as providing a brief plot summary. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. So, we start off. Oh, here we go. We start off with seeing Howard Langston, who is a mattress salesman, and but unfortunately he's a workaholic. You know where this is going. He doesn't have time for his family. He often neglects him for work while he's busy at work, and what do you know? His wife and his child are sad, especially when he misses a lot of stuff, misses a lot of his child's stuff, those things, including not like tangible objects, but more so his child's events and everything. His son Jamie, I should say. He misses a lot of Jamie's events and stuff like that, including in his class graduation that he's about to miss. But he's determined not to miss it. But lo and behold, he ends up of us getting a ticket and misses the graduation. So, he's pretty bummed about that, and Jamie is pretty bummed about that as well. Oh, but Howard who tries to make it up to Jamie, saying what does he want for Christmas? Asking Jamie what he wants for Christmas, and Jamie wants the Turbo Man action figure, or the hot toy that's selling. He is his favorite superhero. He wants a Turbo Man action figure, so Howard says he's gonna get Jamie his Turbo Man action figure. An action figure he was supposed to get a couple weeks ago. That his wife Liz has wanted him to get a few weeks ago, but oops, he forgot. So now, on Christmas Eve, even though he's supposed to be going to the parade with his family, Howard has to go and find this toy, this Turbo Man action figure, for which I'll be honest, is it's definitely playing off of the stuff like the Tickle Me Elmo. I think was kind of big around that time where that was selling out like crazy, and a lot of people weren't able to get it, especially with it being resold and everything. Too bad what was eBay around back then? I think it might have been. Uh, and cause I was gonna say you could have gone on eBay, but unfortunately, it would probably take too long. It would probably be very expensive, and Howard needs the toy by tomorrow. Yeah, 1995. So about a year before this movie came out. So I would say eBay would have been an option, but unfortunately, Howard doesn't have that kind of time. But the other thing is, looking at the action figure, I see. It was the '90s. I can't fault it too much. Plus, it has all the accessories, and it has several different catchphrases. It's Jamie, like he's so obsessed with this toy, he even quotes the commercial word for word to his dad, which does seem kind of, which I'm sure some of you may think is cringy, but unfortunately, I kind of found myself doing that sometimes. like if you see a commercial over and over and over again, even if you don't want to, even if it was under duress because like your TV program played that commercial several times, like in the commercial breaks, you tend to have it down word for word. Right, I find myself doing that, especially when I'm watching like Hulu or something like that. If I'm watching something on Hulu and there's ads, I find myself oh, knowing the ads almost word for word, it gets a little much sometimes. But excuse me, nevertheless, so Howard is going to find this toy. So you know what that means? Time for some hijinks. At first Howard tries going to all the toy stores. In his quest, he meets up with Myron, who is a postal worker. Or a mailman, I should say. He works for the post office, essentially. Yeah, he's a mailman, but he's also trying to find the action figure, and they develop a rivalry of sorts. Like it says rivalry, it's hinted at as a rivalry, but they also are kind of friends. And at some points, like it's a very interesting hanging kind of strange in a way dynamic between the two. But for simplicity's sake, they're rivals essentially. So they're both wanting to find this toy. He, uh, in the process, as Howard goes to the toy stores, he goes to the mall. He's trying the mall, like they and people are flooding everywhere. Trying to also find the Turbo Man toy. They learn about a late shipment at this toy store in the mall. But everybody's there, and lo and behold, they try to do like a lottery system, and Howard gets like his lottery ball. It's not quite the same as what they use for the Royal Rumble, but unfortunately, some kid steals it, or and less steals it, more it falls to his lap because Howard drops it. It bounces all throughout the mall, and then it ends up with the kid, and the kid takes it into the place. Howard tries getting it back, but the ladies, he's like the different moms and everything, start beating him down because they think he's some like pervert creep, which yeah, it's not a good look for you, Howard. But so Howard's SOL in that department. But there's a mall Santa that he runs into, and he says he can get him the toy. So he drives the mall Santa back to his hideout, where it turns out it's a counterfeit ring by a bunch of other Santas, as and Howard heard heard at first he thinks he's getting the proper action figure, but it's a bootleg. So it leads to a massive fight with all the Sands, including one really big Sand, which admittedly was pretty funny. But the police, he's bust the ring, and Howard poses as an undercover cop, of which it's the running gag. There's a few running gags throughout. The first is Howard has very bad luck. Well, actually, I should mention the first one because the other one adds a bit more to the plot. The first one is that nobody wants to buy a Booster action figure. Booster is Turbo Man's sidekick. Nobody's messing with Booster. Nobody likes Booster. Or so Booster's pretty much like the Scrappy Doo of this universe, which kind of sucks. Because everybody needs a sidekick. It'd be the same as like hating on Crypto, which a lot of people love Crypto the Super Dog, or Ace the Bat Hound, or I'm trying to think who are some other animal sidekicks. Ah, why are Crypto and Ace the only two I can think of? Scratchy, who's Scratchy belong to? Is Scratchy Flash, I think. The orange cat. Hang on. Now I'm looking up the Crypto the Super Dog show. Oh, the animated series I used to watch back in the day. But the other running gag is that poor Howard is having all kinds of Streaky the Super Cat at Streaky the Super Cat. Let's see. Oh, he belongs to Supergirl. Oh, okay. So it's kind of flipped in the James Gunn DC universe, with Crypto belonging to Supergirl, unless she has both Crypto and Streaky, which having dogs and cats live together is not as uncommon as you would think. But nevertheless, I'm getting sidetracked. I'm sorry, but the other thing is that Howard keeps having run-ins with the police, especially this one police officer, her that he's continuing to set off in a way. He accidentally hits that cop's bike, like and tries to avoid him at all costs, but keeps accidentally running into him. So Howard escapes the counterfeit ring because the cops think he's part of it too. But he finds a fake badge in one of like the in one of the boxes or whatever that they have, and is able to slip out of there. Lo and behold, his car also breaks down. He stops in front of the diner. And he tries calling home. He calls from the payphone. First, he calls earlier in the day from the payphone. But the next door neighbor that had being Ted had answered the phone, and Ted throughout the movie is trying to inch closer and closer to Liz, trying to kind of drive a wedge between her and Howard, which Howard's doing a good job of by himself with all the hijinks and forgetfulness and everything, but which is where we do get the infamous "put that cookie down now" scene. That was a terrible Arnold Schwarzenegger impression. I apologize, everyone. But here's that. But he then calls the house. Jamie answer, or as Howard tries to talk to Liz, Jamie keeps reminding him of his promise. So Howard then eventually snaps, but Jamie, he is also very upset head and kind of goes off on Howard, saying he doesn't keep his promises and everything, which valid point. I mean, and now Howard feels like crap. But Howard's in Mickey's diner at this point. He's just kind of taking a moment. He gets some coffee, meets up with Myron there as well. Hell, neither of them have been able to find the Turbo Man doll. But alas, and Myron does tell a story of a toy he didn't get as a kid. Which sounds eerily similar to the Turbo Man, and I think he said it was a Johnny Five action figure, if I'm not mistaken. Which if that is a real action figure, please let me know. It probably is, as or something similar at least. But lo and behold, there's a radio station having a competition for a free Turbo Man doll. So, well, that causes Howard and not Jamie, Howard and Myron to pick up right where they left off, trying to get the phone. The contest is if you can name all 8 of Santa's reindeer, then you will be able to get at the Turbo Man action figure. Which fun fact about myself, I actually cannot do that. I know most of the reindeer. I remember Rudolph's obviously one of them. There's Blitzen. There's Rudolph, Blitzen, and I'm doing this live here on in this review. There's Rudolph, Donner, Blitzen, Vixen, Dasher, Prancer. I think Dancer's one of them. I mean, and Howard keeps repeating it to himself on his way to the radio station because Myron disconnected the phone on until the employee at the diner says, "Hey, the radio station's like 2 blocks from here." So they run out to it, and Howard's like reciting the reindeer or to them, but Howard goes in and kicks down the door literally. He names off the reindeer. Myron also gets there. Here, they both want the action figure, but the radio DJ reveals that no, you just get a gift certificate for a Turbo Man action figure, which r slash technically the truth, but like, come on, man, you said a Turbo Man doll. All that they refer to it as a doll. But Hey, come on, man. You said free Turbo Man and doll. You didn't say anything about gift certificate, but I don't know. But eventually, the DJ calls the police. He called the police at first when Howard did break down the door, but the police show up. At first, they have Howard and Myron surrounded it, but Myron and pretends the package is a bomb. One of the packages in his satchel is a bomb. They do that at first when Howard and Myron are first fighting in front of the DJ. Myron pretends that the box he has a bomb, but it turns out to be a jack in the box. But then Myron has a second package bomb. he threatens the police with for them to drop their weapons, and so Myron drops the bomb. Both Myron and Howard are dip out of there, and then the main officer, Hummel, who uh, who picks open the bomb, saying he was part of the bomb squadron, and he says at first it's counterfeit, which that's kind of the joke. The first one was a fake. Hey, sure, this won't be right. No, this one's actually real. So. Oh, lo and behold, they had an actual bomb. It goes off. They should probably be dead. Had but lo and behold, they are still alive. It's very much a comic gag. But and Howard gets back home. He gets his car towed back home, which his car has been vandalized and spray painted. But he sees Ted putting up the star on the Christmas tree, and Howard can't stands no more. He stands all he can stands, but he can't stands no more. Or so he breaks in to Ted's house and grabs the Trouble Man doll that Ted got for his son, but he has a change of heart, goes to put it back. But the reindeer, or that Ted had bought earlier for his son, and he shows up. So now Howard has to fight him off. So he chases him throughout the house. Accidentally starts a fire, or kicks the. They have like a statue so he kicks the statue the statue's head because it rolled into the fire. That's kind of what caused the big fire. It rolled into like the log fire and everything. So they kick that out, and that's when Liz and Ted discover Howard in Ted's house and sees that he was trying to steal the Turbo Man. So, Liz is officially done. Ted's pretty upset, which valid, but um, but they go off to the Christmas parade without Howard. So Howard's all alone. He boozes up the reindeer, which the reindeer is also named Ted's son named the reindeer Ted as well. So that's nice. But Howard says he's going to make it up to Jamie, one way or another. So he heads off to the parade as well. In the mix, he gets mixed up with Officer Hummel again, which Officer Hummel he's the one who Howard knocked over his bike and everything. So Howard goes into the parade, but he gets mixed up. They think he's the guy replacing the person who was supposed to be Turbo Man, because Turbo Man's supposed to be at the parade, which the parade is kind of like almost like, even though it's not Thanksgiving necessarily, it's kind of like the Macy Day parade. But they dress up Howard in the Turbo Man which just so happens to fit him. So how convenient! But Howard is now officially Turbo Man, and lo and behold, he's on the float. And he manages to get a special edition Turbo Man action figure, or the real thing, the real deal, with the voice sounds and everything. And he's instructed to pick out a random kid from the audience, and so he sees Jamie there, calls him up, calls him by name, if the fact that the visor barely disguises Howard, or then and surely the fact that he knows Jamie by name should also be a dead giveaway that is Howard under the Turbo Man guise. But nevertheless, Jamie is none the wiser. He comes up, he's given the figure by Turbo Man slash Howard, but lo and behold, Myron and beats up the dude who's supposed to be Dementor, which is Turbo Man's arch enemy. And he's kind of dressed. It's a very interesting costume because it's very supposed to be like very generic supervillain, but it kind of reminds me of two things. It reminds me of the Wizard, the Fantastic Four enemy, but it also reminds me of Karnak, one of the Inhumans from also Marvel. So it reminds me of two Marvel characters. But Myron is in the Dementor outfit. And they kind of have a bit of a uh bit of a back and forth, or Howard tries reading with Myron, but Myron's not having it. He chases Jamie all throughout trying to get the action figure, or Howard hides off the other her fights off the other or enemy. He's which kind of remind me of like the Power Rangers. They have like the same colors as the Rangers, but they also have like the same, I guess, properties as like the putties, also from Power Rangers. A lot of different references are going in this stew of a review. I apologize, everyone. I am reference heavy here, but lo and behold, well, Howard fights him off. He operates the jetpack, which he does like fly him very high into the air, and he's flying all around. He accidentally takes out one of the he accidentally takes out one of the banners, but here's but lo and behold, he gets the action figure back. It's worth mentioning, Jamie is chased all the way to like the rooftop by Myron and climbs up like the tree and everything. There's like a tree billboard kind of thing on the rooftop. That falls. Jamie falls, but sure enough, Turbo Man just in time catches Jamie. So, the day is saved on that front. And Howard reveals that he was the one behind the Turbo Man outfit to Jamie and his. They think Howard is Turbo Man, which I guess he technically is. Also, is worth mentioning, Ted was in fact trying to seduce Liz, but she threw eggnog in his face. Yeah, that's. I mean, I like eggnog, but I don't like eggnog to the face. Just call me crazy, but Myron is going to be arrested by the police. And Officer Hummel also returns the toy to Jamie, but which it's the people watching in like the parade and everything. They all think it's part of the show. Eventually, they realize it's not. But lo and behold, Jamie gives the Turbo Man action figure after all to Myron for his son because as and Howard asks, why did he do that? And Jamie says, because I have the real Turbo Man here, which fair argument. And that being said, though, oh, if I was a kid and I wanted like a Darth Vader action figure, I don't care if my dad was Darth Vader. I don't care if my dad was James Earl Jones. Give me my Darth Vader action figure. Or maybe that's just me. That makes me a bad kid. I'm sorry, but everybody happy. Hey, Turbo Man is hoisted up into the air. Everybody praises Turbo Man, and Officer Hummel sees that he's that it is Howard as Turbo Man, but pardons him and everything, and so everybody's happy, or are they? Because in a because after the credits roll, post credits, as the tree is decorated, and Liz asks Howard if that's what you went through to get Jamie the Turbo Man action figure, what'd you get me for Christmas? And Howard realizes, oh, he didn't get a gift for Liz. Womp womp. But ladies and gentlemen, that is the plot. So in terms of what I liked about the movie, there is a lot of there's a good amount of slapstick. If you like slapstick, if you like a lot of like the slapstick physical comedy, which I admittedly am a huge fan of. What can I say? I grew up watching Tom and Jerry and Looney Tunes, but if you're a fan of like the slapstick, this movie definitely has it in spades. It's a lot of funny moments throughout. How a lot of the physical comedy is pretty entertaining, and I think Arnold Schwarzenegger as Harold did pretty alright, and Sinbad was Myron. And I also didn't realize until I saw the casting that the kid who played Jamie Langston was Jake Lloyd, aka the original Anakin Skywalker from episode 1 of Star Wars, aka the Phantom Menace, the prequels. So that was neat, nice little bit of trivia. Sadly, he didn't ask. I was gonna make a joke about him asking a character if he was an angel, but or if they were an angel, but I don't think that opportunity came up in the movie. Sorry, hey, you don't get your "Are you an angel" joke here. Plus, this review is already reference heavy enough. I know some of you are probably sick of it by now, but lo and behold, I think everybody did relatively well in their role. Oh, there's a decent amount of heart. It's the message kind of gets across that you gotta make time for your family and everything. And so that's nice, but yeah, yeah. Pretty decent in those regard. Or it's in terms of what I didn't quite like as much about the movie. This first thing's not really a criticism, but man, this movie is way shorter than I remember it being. It's only about an hour and a half or so. Oh, but or just shy of an hour and a half, I should say. But the other thing is, for the message is trying to get across that you gotta spend time with your family. You gotta really embrace your family, which Howard reflects on at the end of the movie. Not the end where he forgets Liz is present, but at the end of the movie, saying that he's been neglectful, he's been working everything, not putting Jamie and Liz first. For that message, it almost gets muddied by the whole uh I guess commercialism in a way. It like, oh, I got to buy this. It's kind of making it seem like the way to fix problems is money. Now, sometimes that's the case. Excuse me, but otherwise, yeah, it felt a little strange. So it kind of muddied the message a little bit. It's still there. I can still see the intent of it, but I don't know. It feels like it almost gets a little lost, at least for me. Maybe I'm alone on that, but but nevertheless, there is that. That's also. This movie does go kind of all over the place. Which it's a comedy movie. It's a lot of slapstick. That's part of the course. I'm not expecting Scorsese, but it does feel a bit over the place. Hey, how my review of it was all over the place here, but otherwise, it's a pretty decent, fun family movie. Yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for this review. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Happy holidays and Merry Christmas to all of you. Who hope you get to spend quality time with your family, and hopefully you don't wait last minute for gifts. If if to my knowledge, I can't recall like wanting a gift that was like sold out everywhere as a kid. It but that's also why you plan in advance. I guess that's the other moral is you always plan in advance. But thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please do me a favor: like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, turn on those post notifications so you know every time I upload a video, so you never miss an upload. And let me know in the comment section below what are your thoughts on this movie and my review. Do you like the movie? Do you like my review of the movie? Let me know. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you guys later. Peace. Okay, adding this in at the end because I actually didn't realize this but the dude who played the giant Santa that Harold was fighting, that was Paul White. That was the Big Show. Go figure. And also, I want to make a joke about Gale Force. Really, like there's the weatherman there who's like one of the two people that's commenting over the parade. His name is literally Gale Force, a weatherman named Gale Force. Wow. It's funny because literally that's the name of one of the heroes, the wind hero from My Hero Academia is Gale or so go figure. But hey, yeah, just wanted to kind of add that at the end there. Thanks for watching. See you guys later. Peace.